Have you ever counted how many times you check your social media accounts in a day? This is not a random question, but a reflection of the deep-seated influence of social media in our lives. It's a world where the line between use and overuse is thin, and crossing it could lead many into the grips of social media addiction. To understand social media addiction, we must first recognize it as a phenomenon characterized by an uncontrollable urge to log on to or use social media, devoting so much time and effort that it impairs other important life areas. But what makes these platforms so magnetic? Why do we find it hard to resist the allure of the screen? The answer lies in the intricate design of these platforms. Social media giants like YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter have algorithms engineered to capture and retain our attention. They play on the human desire for approval and belonging, creating dopamine-driven feedback loops that make scrolling through posts and watching videos as addictive as a game of chance. This is not a coincidence, but a calculated strategy. These platforms are like digital casinos, where the house always wins. They're designed to keep us hooked, to keep us coming back for more. Just as a coin has two sides, so does social media use. While it offers connection, creativity, and learning, excessive use can lead to damaging consequences. These impacts are psychological, physical, and financial, and they are as real as they are pervasive. Let's start with the psychological effects. Picture this: a teenager endlessly scrolling through Instagram, where every other post is a perfectly curated snapshot of someone else's life. This constant comparison can generate feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. Anxiety, depression, and loneliness may follow suit. The chase for validation, through likes and comments, can skew self-worth and hinder the development of real-life social skills. Now, imagine a young professional spending late nights on Twitter, eyes glued to the screen, scrolling through an endless feed of tweets. This excessive screen time can lead to physical health problems. Poor sleep quality, eye strain, and sedentary behavior are just a few to mention. The blue light from screens can disrupt natural sleep cycles, making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Then there are the financial consequences. Consider a freelance designer who finds himself spending more time on Facebook than on his projects. Time is money, and hours spent on social media can significantly reduce productivity. This translates into lost revenue, less time for career development, and missed opportunities. Furthermore, the persuasive advertising on these platforms can lead to impulsive buying, straining personal finances. These are not isolated experiences, but the shared reality of millions. The stories of the teenager, the young professional, and the freelance designer reflect the multifaceted impact of social media overuse. They are not mere users, but victims of a system designed to exploit attention at the expense of well-being. The costs of social media addiction are high and often hidden, impacting not only our individual lives, but also our society as a whole. The next time you reach for your phone, remember these stories. They serve as a reminder that while social media can be a tool for good, it can also be a trap. It's up to us to decide which side of the coin we experience. Ever wondered why social media is so addictive? Let's peel back the curtain and look at the puppeteers pulling the strings. In the grand scheme of things, social media companies are the modern-age puppet masters. Their business model revolves around one prime commodity: your attention. Yes, you heard it right. Your attention is the golden goose that lays the advertising eggs. The more time you spend scrolling, the more advertisements you're exposed to, and the more revenue these companies rake in. These platforms are designed to be addictive, employing a variety of psychological manipulation tactics. One such tactic is the use of notifications. These little red badges, dings, and buzzes are designed to create a sense of urgency, compelling you to check your phone, thus keeping you engaged. It's a classic Pavlovian response. Another tactic is the endless scrolling feature, also known as the bottomless bowl. Just like an all-you-can-eat buffet, it keeps you coming back for more, even when you're not hungry. In this case, your hunger is for content, and social media platforms are more than happy to keep feeding you. Then, there's the personalization of content. Ever noticed how your feed seems to know exactly what you like? That's because algorithms are working behind the scenes, analyzing your likes, shares, and search history to curate a feed that's hard to resist. It's like having a personal chef who knows your favorite dishes and keeps serving them up, making it hard to leave the table. But at what cost? The ethical implications of such manipulation tactics are immense. They erode our ability to control our time and attention, leading to overuse and addiction. They commodify human attention, turning us into products to be sold to advertisers. And they blur the line between use and abuse, often at the expense of our well-being. So the next time you find yourself mindlessly scrolling through your feed, remember this. In the grand theater of social media, we are not just the audience but also the product. Recognizing the problem is the first step towards recovery. So, how can we break free from the chains of social media addiction? Now that we have an understanding of what social media addiction is and how it impacts us, let's delve into the pathways to liberation. First off, we have the concept of a digital detox. This involves intentionally stepping away from all digital devices for a set period. It could be as short as a few hours each day, a full day in a week, or even a week-long retreat. The goal is to allow your mind to reset and break the cycle of dependency. During this time, engage in activities you love, spend time in nature, or simply enjoy the silence. You might be surprised by how refreshing it is to escape the constant bombardment of digital information. Next, we explore mindful usage. This means being fully present and aware of why and how you're using social media. Before you log in, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Is it because I'm bored, lonely, or trying to avoid something else? By understanding your motivations, you can start to change your habits. Use social media purposefully, not habitually. Then there's the app audit. Go through your apps and ask yourself, does this add value to my life? Does it bring me joy or cause stress? If it's the latter, it might be time to hit the delete button. Lastly, don't hesitate to seek professional help. If you're finding it difficult to manage your social media use, it's okay to seek help from a mental health professional. Therapists and counselors can provide strategies and tools to manage and overcome addiction. Remember, these are not one-size-fits-all solutions. What works for one person may not work for another. The key is to experiment and find what works best for you. Breaking free from social media addiction is not an easy journey, but with awareness and determination, it's a path we can all navigate. Let's take back control and make social media a tool for us, not a master over us. We've taken a deep dive into the world of social media addiction. We've explored the seemingly innocent allure of the screen, the way our fingers scroll almost automatically, drawn into a vortex of likes, shares, and comments. We've uncovered the reality of social media addiction, a phenomenon that's as real as it is pervasive, characterized by an uncontrollable urge to log on, an excessive concern about social media, and the sacrifice of important life areas for the virtual world. We've also delved into the multifaceted impacts of this digital dependency. From the psychological effects that include feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, and depression, to the physical health concerns like poor sleep quality, eye strain, and sedentary behavior. We've even touched on the financial consequences, how time, when treated as money, is often squandered in endless scrolling, reducing productivity and encouraging impulsive buying. We've shed light on the corporate culprits at play, the social media platforms that exploit our attention, driven by their unending quest for profit, how they manipulate our behaviors and turn us into products, our attention commodified and sold to the highest bidder. But let's not forget, we've also charted pathways to liberation from social media addiction. The journey begins with acknowledgement, followed by strategies to regain control. The digital detox, where we periodically unplug from social media, giving ourselves a much-needed break. And mindful usage, where we become conscious of why we're using social media, helping to curb mindless scrolling. As we draw the curtain on this exploration, it's essential to remember that the matrix of social media addiction, while complex and pervasive, can be navigated. It starts with understanding the problem and ends with reclaiming our time and attention. As we unplug from the matrix of social media addiction, we open up a world of possibilities for genuine connection, healthier living, and reclaiming our time.